How's it going, everybody? We are Cranky Films, and today we are back with another Tier Zoo video, and today we are watching our Claws OP. Let's find out.
Alright.
Alright, let's just get right into it.
Yes, sir.
By Tier Zoo.
Hopefully they talk about crabs.
Oh, he... Oh! Jesus.
That's wild.
Oh, are they talking about talons? I thought they were talking about, like, crabs.
I was like, dang.
Man, just claws in general.
When speccing your character, it's important to choose equipment that integrates well with your chosen build's combat style and minimizes its inherent vulnerabilities.
Don't touch.
Weapons like horns and fangs are capable of inflicting
Oh
damage,
god, that's a
but using them
baby.
in battle
What the
can leave a player
fudge?
vulnerable to
I thought it was
counterattacks,
like a little
and their
warthog.
value is mostly limited to 1v1 situations. Balancing the risk and damage potential of launching an attack
GG.
is a key
Hey, it's
source of
Monty.
consideration when
I'm
equipping any type of weapon. So today we'll discuss one that comes as a standard feature on many of the most viable builds in the game: claws.
Clawsies.
Claws are
Claws are
cracked.
versatile, close-range weapons that can be used for offense or defense without sacrificing much in terms of mobility.
Yeah, big bro
They
running,
do
bro.
require the user to get somewhat close to an
Oh,
enemy
get her,
to
get her,
attack.
get her,
But due to low end lag on most standard
God.
slashing and swiping claw strikes, these tend to be one of the safest attack options a player has access to. Unlike some other weapons, claws can usually
What's
be
the active
regenerated
frame on
damage,
that?
allowing them
Oh!
to be used freely with
Yeah.
no
Wait,
risk.
go back?
Yeah, he ripped
Claw
off his
and
The
arm.
man ripped off his
He
claws.
ripped...
that?
What the heck? Why?
They can grow
He's
back
like,
though.
He's like, I
Claws
don't
can be
need
used
this.
against multiple enemies
The
at
arms
once
can grow
if the
back
build
on
has
crabs.
I
decent
did not know
ability,
that.
making them an
Yeah.
excellent choice for
Takes a long
generalists
time,
and
though.
tanks alike.
Oh, jeez.
They can also be specialized into a variety of secondary perks that allow the user to climb, dig, or run at extreme speeds without slipping. Claws can
Yep.
be optimized for piercing, slashing, or crushing damage depending on which basic type you spec into. While some
Yep.
members
Specking into
of the
crushing.
Tetrapod faction have tiny
is
hooked
that?
claws that are used for the mobility perks alone, others equip
Oh.
pincher-type claws called Keelay that can inflict massive crushing damage. The
Oh.
size of Keelay relative to the user's body
Okay.
varies between build
Don't
classes,
look at me.
but they can be used in combat even on the smaller end
You
due
killed
to
my
the
father.
additional perk of being able to
No.
immobilize opponents. Crustacean builds like crabs and lobsters
So
can use
lobster-
claws to crush or dismember prey.
Oh, what?
a
Wait, what is that?
devastating attack.
Oh,
that's the
ew.
that's the
Though it can be
monster.
fairly easily dodged
That's a
by more
big
mobile
crab.
players.
Like a coconut crab?
Scorpions can use their
Oh,
claws
yeah,
to
it could
inflict
be a coconut
knockback,
crab.
or as a physical barrier to keep an enemy away from their vitals. But they also enable them to use an extremely powerful grappling combination move. While an enemy is
That's
immobilized
missing. Oh,
in their
oh.
claws, scorpions use
There you
their
go.
flexible stingers to
It was
inflict
like, there
massive
you go.
piercing and venom damage. This
behind
attack is
him.
more effective than crushing alone, but the trade-off between physical power and venom potency means that some scorpions are still weak against builds that can deflect or withstand their stings.
Yeah.
Instead of modifying entire limbs into crushing pinchers, many tetrapod builds can equip individual claws to each digit and then use them to inflict piercing or
Bears
slashing
are
damage.
crazy.
Reptile and
They're
mammal
very
builds that spec
terrifying.
into claws usually
Hey,
equip
look
them
at
to
big
all
boy
4
stunting,
limbs,
bro.
using
He's
them for
dancing.
combat as well as their broad array
Honey
of
badger.
secondary functions. Tetrapod builds in earlier expansions experimented with a
Wow.
variety of claw
Oh.
The
specializations,
Dintanor.
with Therizinosaurus dumping the most evolution points into the trait
Just
of any build
slap.
in history.
Look at
These
that
giant
slap.
curved claws
Wasted.
were primarily used to hook and pull vegetation in order to access the best loot, but they served the secondary function of being used to attack or intimidate predators in a similar strategy to that of anteaters in the current meta. Megatherium is another example of a build that went all in on
Megatherium.
claws, but theirs were specialized
Search.
to withstand the impacts of
They
intense
look,
digging,
those look like
and
sloths.
thus were much
Yeah,
more
they are.
powerful in combat as a result. Although Megatherium were large enough to repel most enemies using intimidation
Oh,
alone,
Lord, he's coming.
succeeding in a meta where Smilodon were the apex predators meant that their
Ouch.
claws needed to be ready for serious action when necessary. While Thenocerosaurus and Megatherium are no longer playable builds, the basic tetrapod
No, not
claw
the PlayStation
specializations that
1.
they
Why-
pioneered are
why?
still influential in today's meta.
Oh my god.
No! F
He
this
wins
ad.
every
Oh no.
F this ad.
While
Rip
some
her.
mammal variants spec into
I hate
nails
that
or
ad.
hooves instead,
Monkey.
claws are still an extremely common limb equipment
Yep.
choice and are used for everything from climbing
Sorry,
and
their
foraging
faces
to
look
attacking
derpy.
enemies. Digging is a common
For some reason,
Yeah,
sloths,
it's one of
their faces
with
don't
builds
look
like the
real to
armadillo
me.
and anteater,
Yeah.
leveraging
I
their
feel like
claws
it's
to
a
access
cute
hard-to-reach
derpiness, though.
resources. At the
Yeah.
extreme
You look at it
end of
long
this
enough,
ability,
it's just like-
moles use their long, thick claws and sensory
Mole.
modifications to complete their entire playthroughs
Mole.
in subterranean maps, where they can farm out invertebrate players for XP. Other mammal builds spec into lighter claws to preserve dexterity
chillin'.
and use them more in a generalist fashion. But this means they can only inflict minor scratch damage in combat situations.
Yeah.
The cloven hooves of
they're
even-toed
so
ungulate
cute.
builds like pigs and deer technically are claws as well, which add
Really?
cutting edges to already powerful limbs and increase the
Oh,
damage
oh,
inflicted
oh,
by
oh,
claws. Mammals in
Boy,
the
if you know.
carnivora faction all have claws, but only some are fully dependent
Oh,
on
God.
them to take down enemies. Felids have extremely sharp claws that retract when not in use, conserving their durability and allowing them to move silently
feline.
when preparing to ambush an opponent. These claws provide additional traction and therefore movement speed when extended, but more
Love
importantly,
cheetahs.
they greatly increase both the damage and grappling capability of these felids.
And like, hey,
This grappling can
Bro,
be
that
used
Hey, yo,
dude
where
just
you
logged
going?
onto the
combination
server. Give him a
where claws
break.
immobilize an opponent so
That
the
guy
user
did.
can
Oh my
safely
God.
inflict
oh,
lethal
that
bite
he's
damage.
dead.
They're also remarkably effective for climbing, which opens up
What's up, boy?
access to areas of the map
Oh.
that
My
other
man really
carnivore builds can't
just
reach.
climbing up there with the
With some of
corpse.
the best speed and
He's
power
like,
stats
it's
in the
kung
game,
ho.
Felids are absolute killing machines that use claws to decimate bird and mammal player bases.
Oh
For
no.
builds which lack the ability to retract their claws, the repeated contact with the ground causes them to become dull and
No,
less useful
not-
for
not
climbing or
panda.
combat, but they do still provide solid mobility bonuses.
Yee.
Since bird forelimbs
Happy
are
wolf.
modified into wings, most avian builds can only equip functional claws to
Oh.
That guy clapped.
to equip claws to their forelimbs that are used for climbing. But this ability is shed at higher levels in favor of flight, and all other birds are restricted to
The Pokemon
hind limb
claw.
claws only. While this may seem like a limitation,
Weird flex,
members
but
of the
okay.
raptor faction use their claws and wings in conjunction to carry out some of the deadliest ambush attacks in the game. Their absolutely busted sensory abilities and mobility stats allow them to attack
Dude,
before an
that,
opponent
poor,
can
that
even
little
detect their
thing
presence.
just snatched
They
up by the
sharp
bird.
talons before they have time to react and counterattack.
Jesus.
However, raptor
Oh, poor
legs are
fox.
relatively short and their
dear.
wings can't deal much damage in their own right, which limits their ability to counterattack when an enemy launches an attack
Chickens.
on the ground or from behind. In a major departure from the typical avian
Chickens are
play style,
scary
some
if
birds
you
dump
start
a
fighting.
Birds are
into their
scary,
legs
bro.
and feet at the expense of their flight ability. This strategy hinges on having a high enough run
Oh,
speed to
ostriches.
evade most enemies, and enough power in their legs to disembowel enemies
Man,
with
that's a
great
dagger-like
shield.
claws when challenged. Both types of avian builds
Better
can be
use-
viable against certain opponents, but their inability to inflict much damage with their wings leaves them vulnerable to rushdown and more powerful builds, and underscores the benefits of having claws equipped to all four limbs. Claws are an excellent weapon choice for players with the
Whee!
flexibility and limb lengths needed to maximize their threat
Yeah,
range.
that's-
But even on less mobile builds, they're still
That's about
well
right.
worth the investment.
Wait, is that
No!
the?
These
Does the
versatile
sloth
weapons
actually
are at their
fight it?
best when they're used either
Oh,
as a
yeah.
safe,
They
non-committal
defend
attack to
themselves.
chip away at an opponent, or as part of a grappling combination move that anchors an opponent in place, while additional damage is
Oh,
inflicted
God.
by either teeth or stingers.
Feels bad.
As the
Mammoth.
top-tier claw users, felids are definitely OP, as they have pretty much the perfect setup to maximize the utility of their highly specialized claws. So don't expect to immediately skyrocket up the tier list the moment you
God
step into
dang.
the claws trait, as the felid class may be a bit of an outlier.
now you gotta
However,
land.
claws are still a valuable addition to almost any
Buff.
build that can equip them,
Stupid
and
ad.
cost very little in terms of evolution points, considering how many.
Okay,
new
that
items and
strings the
strategies they can add
MVP
to their
here, though.
character. So I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.
Wow.
that was
wow.
interesting.
Another good one, dude. Claws, man.
Claws are cracked.
Those are
Felines.
wild, bro.
Felines are
Felines,
those
of
ones.
course they're cracked.
Yeah.
I would have thought that lobsters would have been top tier.
Yeah, the lobsters, man, they can
The
kill
lobster build.
What do you think our nails would be considered as claws?
you. I guess technically, I guess, but they're just nowhere near thick enough.
I mean, they're able to scratch or to injure someone depending.
And then they snap off easily.
I mean, yeah, technically they'd be considered claws since we could do it.
Yeah.
Some people could actually stab someone in the throat with them.
Yeah, just get your acrylic nails and do your acrylic language.
That guy was wild. This is not a coconut.
That
That boy.
that is so big. I know how big those bricks that he's on, and that's big.
Yeah, that's no coconut.
That's as big as my torso, like from my neck to the bottom of my stomach.
Yeah, those
And that's
things
still
just
bigger.
demolish us. Jesus Christ.
I can never. Oh my god! If I see that, I'm running.
Alright, Brennan.
Well, hey, look, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. Really helps us, boosts our morale. If you want to see any more of these videos, let us know. Tier Zoo is really fun to react to, as well as if you have any more videos you want us to react to, please let us know down in the comments. And, well, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay cranky.